Okay, this is a little test to see. I've added the Nichols Notes week 14. Weirdly, I added them to the end of week 14 on the weekly online content to all of the classes. Here's English 1301, here's 1302 and Britlet. So let's just go to like the people who are probably the newest to college and would need the most help with this. So I'm going to go to weekly online content. You can see down here week 14 and the stuff that I'm about to work on. So here's an update on what I'm working on this week and what has been made available or what I'm working to make available. First, I'm going to go down actually to the grading update. Just so you know, I'm done with plannings, ICDBT 6 and 7, all those who submitted it late, as well as discussion post in 1302 and 2323. There might be stragglers who still come through, and despite that it's gone here, I did the annotated bibliographies for 1301. Research papers for 1302, the ones I'm still not done with, as well as evaluation synthesis papers and other late papers for 1302 because there's just so many of them. But because they're all consistent right now and I've checked them all for sources, they should be pretty easy to go through once I have a day where I'm just plowing through them. Now, I plan to be getting the grade conference 2 sheets to 1301 and 2323 by Monday morning at 8 a.m. and the 1302 students by Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Whether I'm able to do that exactly by then, I don't know. I'm going to try, though. But in order to get a sheet, I've already added the ICD-PT 9 and 10 grade conference 2 assignment to the assignments area. No, in-class discussion participation teamwork area. So if you go down here, you can go there just like before. I'm here for my second grade conference. Click submit. You'll end up getting a sheet. I also added ICDP 8, research peer review. That is there as well. Although that's not actually an assignment. You'll see you can't click it. You can't do anything with it. It's just letting you know that the research paper peer review, which is located here, and if you follow the instructions there, you can go there and do that. I mean, basically just submit your research paper. People will look at it, comment on it. You comment on other people. You comment on 3 people's. Get your points. And 10 points of that are going to go into your ICD-PT grade. I forgot about that earlier, but they will. Let's go back to the notes. So what I'm working on. So I'm about to send an announcement probably tomorrow morning about this that I just added. Additionally, I just realized I have no like crazy background. So like you literally are just seeing my craziness right now and like where I actually sit. I got holes in the blanket on my chair. Who cares? My number one priority is working on getting the research presentation assignment ready. If you've done a presentation in my class before, it's basically going to work exactly the same, except the only difference is instead of doing it face-to-face, you're recording with a video. That's it. Well, I guess it's a little bit different because you're going to post it to YouTube. You're going to make it an unlisted video. I suggest setting up a YouTube account under your Dragon Mail address. That way it's not confused with your personal, unless you just really want to do that. Drive content for your whatever. But then you'll post the YouTube link just like you did your research paper presentation or research paper peer review paper. You'll post your YouTube link, but this time instead of commenting on 3 other people's, you'll ask 2 people questions and then respond to the 2 people who ask you questions with answers to their questions. I have guidelines for the questions and presentations. Those of you who've had me before, it's the exact same guidelines for questions. But you can see that I'm working here. This is the 1301 one, but I'm working on different options for the presentation. It's going to work a little bit different than usual because there's nobody physically to ask you questions. There's going to be a video option. That's the easiest, the quickest. An audio option. So you can do it just by audio if you have slower internet. But you also have to submit an outline of the presentation because I'm terrible at following audio. I'm good at following video though. So I'll need like a written outline, and I gave you the guidelines for that outline. Let's see. And then there's one where like you just submit an audio, but you don't submit it to the presentation link. You submit it somewhere else, like a hidden link. You can get partial credit for that. And there's one where you just submit a typed outline, and you can get like a portion of credit for that. But that's reserved for like, I really don't want people doing that. I want people doing the video presentation because that's the only way to get full credit. I already talked about ICD-PT 8, 9, and 10. I'm grading planning assignments as soon as they come in, so just do that. After grade conference 2 sheets come out, so all the grades that are supposed to be accounted for are accounted for. I'm going to start sending out grade reminders daily for assignments you haven't done. I'm just going to have it like set up as an alarm. Like I'm just going to go in there. There's an easy link. All I got to do is send email, and it sends email to all the students who haven't submitted a particular assignment. So that's going to start happening. I've added an essay average column that's going to unlock after I finish grade all the essays for all the classes. So you'll see this essay average column come up. If you have an 80 or higher, you don't have to do the final exam essay. If you do have an 80 or higher, you do. In English 2323, the Brit Lit people, of course, you don't have exemptions for your final exam, but I have turned your final exam into a final exam essay. However, Brit Lit people, based on your grade conference sheet, you may notice that you may not have to take the final if your scores were high enough in other areas, but I'll talk about that more later when the time comes. And Launchpad, those students who are doing Launchpad English 1301 and 1302, if you've been doing work in Launchpad, completing assignments, and you see your grades in Launchpad, but they're not showing up in Blackboard, don't worry, I will see those grades. Now, if you're doing your work in Launchpad, you've been doing it, but you're not seeing anything in Launchpad, that's a problem. You would need to contact Macmillan Launchpad support. If you need that link, I can send that to you. I've had a couple students that's happening with. Very strange. Some people, your trial's not working, or you had a code and it's no longer where. You'll see on grade conference 2 sheet whether you've already gotten full credit for your labs anyway, and if you have, I'll try to have a video too explaining how the grade conference 2 sheet works. It's a little different than usual. I'm continuing to check emails daily. The class Discord is still something that's going. That's going to be the best way to contact me immediately and get quick answers back regarding grade conference stuff, really anything at the end of the class, because it's immediate, it's quick. Emails, they come, and it's nice to have the email chain. So I guess if you're the kind of person that needs to, you just want the answer. But if you're a kind of person who you're not very detailed in your responses, and it's easier for you to go back and forth because you might not ask it right the first time, and so we have to go back and forth. I'm only able to check probably emails once a day, so guaranteed. So it'd be best if you were able to, make the Discord thing happen. But if you can't make it happen, I understand. So another note, and I haven't put this here yet, but just yeah, I'm gonna go work on the presentation thing now. Get that all lined up. I have to make a separate one for 1301 and 1302 because their presentations are different, as well as Brit Lit because yours are more like 1302. Though the options are going to be the same, it's the nature of the presentation itself that's going to be different. So I've got to make it a little different for that. You could record it on your phone. You can record it on the computer. I'm going to show how to do all those options, or try. The problem is I'm one person, and I have very little time to do this stuff, and I don't have the physical environments I need to make these things possible. So I'm doing as much as I can, as quickly as I can. I'm trying to prioritize getting all these essays graded by the end of the weekend for all classes, and then working in the grade conference sheets together so that everybody's work can be, like, you'll know what you have left to do. With the final exam essays, I'm going to make those available by next Friday, because I think it's supposed to be done during Friday final exam week and with online classes, because we're kind of like online classes right now. Friday of next week would be like when I can pass it out, right? So it's like there won't be a review this time because there's no need for a review. You just do what's there. 1301, 1302, your exams will still be very, very hard because you're not supposed to do them anyway. You're supposed to have a high essay average, so work on that. That's the whole goal of it. But the Brit Lit class, yours is probably going to be a little easier. Yours is probably going to be manageable. It's just going to be like a simple essay, something that I don't think is going to be too difficult to write. Is how I'm going to design it. I think I've gone on long enough. Y'all probably lose attention spans at a certain point, so I'm going to stop here. And y'all have good luck. Hopefully I've got these presentation things ready for you soon, and if you have more questions about that when the time comes, just let me know. Email me, ask me questions. I'll do as much as I can. Good luck, guys.